name is Sandy Grome. I was diagnosed with ER-positive, HER2-negative breast cancer at 47, and it was detected as the result of an annual mammogram. The first thing I wish I knew when I got diagnosed was more about natural, holistic, and non-surgical options. When you hear you have cancer, your mind just goes into a frenzy, and the response for me was just get it out of my body. In light of everything that I was going through at that time, ultimately I believe I made the right decision, but I still wish I would have known a little bit more about other non-invasive options for me. The most difficult part of my journey is feeling comfortable in my skin again. I will tell you that I don't know that I've overcome it yet. I'm still in that process. Being fully reconstructed is really is different. It's not like having your own body parts. It's not, you know, when I look in the mirror, I don't see my own breasts. What I see are prostheses, and I see scars, and I see evidence of cancer. But I also see that I survived. So I will tell you the one thing that's been the most challenging is just to feel at home in my skin again. And that is an ongoing process.
Hi, my name is Dorinda Francis McKenzie. I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. One thing I wish I knew before I started treatment is most likely to know that it's okay to say no. It's okay to put myself first. It's okay to say I'm not able to do that right now and not feel guilty about saying no. Not feel guilty about taking the time that I need for myself as a wife, as a mother. So often you put others' needs before your own, that you don't necessarily think about, you know what, if I'm not at my best, how can I take care of anyone else? Having been diagnosed with the breast cancer, it really put things into perspective for me. And it's something that I'm working on because change doesn't happen overnight. But it's healthy to be able to establish boundaries and say that I'm only able to do this today, and that's okay. So if I don't get to the dishes, it's okay. Tomorrow will still come. If I don't get to wash a load of clothes, it's okay. Tomorrow will still come. If I have an error at work, it's okay because tomorrow will still come. A lot of times, breast cancer is not just a physical attack on your body. It's mental and emotional as well, and they're all connected. And so if you don't allow yourself that time to say, this is it for today. Some days you can do 100 things. Some days you can only do 5 things. And it's okay, and not feel guilty about it and be okay with what you are able to do. It's very humbling to have to ask others for assistance. It's very humbling to be able to just swallow your pride almost and say, oh my goodness, I hope this is not too much information, but just the simple things in life. Taking a shower. You need help going to the bathroom because you can't just get up and go as maybe you did prior to your surgery or chemo or radiation. You need the assistance. And so it's very humbling to say, oh, I do need help.
Hi, my name is Rose Jackson, and I am a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with cancer on January of 2021. One of the most difficult part of my journey was dealing with the after effects of each treatment. For the very first 4 treatments, you know, of course you are tired, you're fatigued, you just come home and you lay down, you're in the bed. That was okay. That was not the problem, but it was dealing with what came after with that, the effects of the cancer treatment, and what it did to the body. You notice so much going on. Even if you didn't physically feel it, you watch, like in your hands will get darker in between treatments. Your face would change colors. There was a headache, your stomach. These are things that, of course, you expected, but being in the flesh, you still felt these things. And it was disturbing to me because you're conscious of it. But even so, I loved the fact that I was able to tolerate the treatment that was being given to me, because I know that it meant my life. So I needed to be able to continue to take these treatments. But the after effect, it was difficult on some days. And after a week and a half, those symptoms would go away gradually. What helped me is knowing all the facts, knowing what is going to happen, talking to your doctor about the treatments that's being administered to you, what each one of those treatments is, how it's going to affect the body. There's one thing I do know: when you don't know what's going to happen, that's what's scary. So it's best to communicate with your doctor and find out what's next. And if there's a problem with what's going on with some of the treatments that he's given to you, it's best to talk to him so he knows, because each patient is different and the way the body handles the treatments are different. I found that out by talking to several different cancer patients. But when you know what's going to happen, that takes the ease off you.
My name is Natalie Darrett Pressey. I was diagnosed with stage 3 lobular invasive carcinoma, and I'm a 10-year breast cancer survivor. Why me? Why now? And yeah, this just can't be happening, you know. I lost both my parents to cancer at an early stage, and so my first reaction was, we're not doing this again. This is not happening. And so I want to say, like, I lost my footing for just a moment, and then I had to get it together because I didn't want my story to end like my parents. I knew that I had to fight. The advice that I would give to a friend, and it's unfortunate because I'm 10 years in and I've had to give advice, unfortunately. As a survivor, I feel it's my purpose. It's almost a purpose that's a gift and a curse, but it definitely comes up. So I've given advice often, unfortunately. And the first thing is to be your best advocate, right? To do your research. I've learned a lot of lessons in my journey. You can't buckle. You need to advocate. You need to figure out your best course of action. You are your best advocate. You can't let the cancer control you. So again, take a moment, process what is happening, but be that savvy person. Find that inner strength to understand the different options, to know that breast cancer is not the same breast cancer from 20, 30 years ago, and everyone's breast cancer is not the same. And so, yeah, you do your research, you face your fear. I liken my journey to being fearless. because you can't fight in a space of fear. You can't advocate. You can't, you need to hear and process what's happening, and you can't just be at the whim of the doctors. Like, you need to be strong in your position. You need to know what other options are, and you need to, really track your course.